Ghost just arrested this doctor, a family practice physician out of Saginaw, Dr. Joswell. He's a 61-year-old physician that treats families, young children. He came to one of our operations just recently, and that's why I'm purposely highlighting this case. He's been charged with 4 felonies. I'll tell you about that in a second. He's been in business. He's been in practice for decades. He's in Saginaw. Dr. Joswell came to our location to have sex with a 15-year-old decoy. 15 for $200. In fact, and I don't normally share the details, but I want to know if there's more victims out here, because as he came there, he was sending graphic pictures of himself, genitalia pictures, and we believe that those pictures were actually taken at his office, maybe perhaps when patients are there. For a 15-year-old, $200 to have oral sex. In fact, was intrigued because our decoy in our situation had braces, and that was one of the things that attracted him. He came to the scene and brought wine coolers, Coca-Cola, and Oreo cookies. He wanted our decoy to treat him like, quote, a daddy. And I know these are hard to hear, and I know these details are difficult, but that's why Ghost is out there, and that's why when we do our operations in Genesee County, we know that predators travel. He came down from Saginaw, and when we work with other sheriffs, we see that they travel everywhere. And here's an example of that exact situation. Dr. Joswell was charged with 4 counts because of David Layton's office. Count 1, using a computer to commit a crime. It's a 20-year felony. Child sexually abusive material, it's a 20-year. Accosting a child for immoral purposes, that's a 4-year. And CSC 4th degree, because he grabbed our decoy, our police decoy. Physically assaulted this decoy. I say this because we know that in many of our cases, when we do these operations and we do these briefings, that more victims could come forward. Now, we've seen this, and we've seen this in the Larry Nassar case. We've seen this in other cases where these types of individuals, they have an avenue to people that are vulnerable, that maybe you out there have been assaulted. Maybe something happened, and you now see that in your mind you've always thought, but here's the reality of it. He's been charged formally. He's out on bond. We work together. If you are a victim and you have had interactions with Dr. Joswell, then please contact the sheriff's office. You can contact your local police and they'll refer to you. But we're building a case out because I, again, believe there's more victims. We've seen it before. Ghost never stops. Ghost doesn't care if you're a regular citizen who works at a store or a physician that's been in family practice. When you do wrong and you go after the most vulnerable population, we're going to find you. There's more to come.